Today, we're taking a look at the Nintendo Switch 2 and we're going to be predicting the very first year of the console. Yeah, that's right, we're going to be here discussing, pretty much speculating what could be dropping in the first year of the Switch 2. Of course, we are a month away from the Direct, which I do have a big announcement to make. I will be watching the Switch 2 Direct in New York. That is going to be a lot of fun. But with that said, let's get right into the video and what I expect to be on this console. So the very first thing that I think should be here, of course, when I'm thinking of the first year of the Switch 2, is what we already know is confirmed for this year. We know that Metroid Prime 4 Beyond is coming out this year alongside Pokemon Legends ZA. Now, of course, we just got more information on Pokemon just recently with the Pokemon Presents showcase. We got to see that, of course. We obviously saw Metroid Prime 4 Beyond last year. And now let's talk about it, right? Metroid Prime 4 was shown last year and it looks very good, and in my opinion I feel like a part of the footage was kind of shown being ran on the Switch 2, which obviously they're not going to say it was, but I do genuinely think we will see that game again at the Switch 2 Direct. And I also think that's going to be my first prediction for the Switch 2's first year, of course, because we already know it's confirmed to be coming out this year. However, I do believe that they're setting up Metroid Prime 4 Beyond to be a launch title for this console. I think that's the only reason why we have yet to get a release date, because the release date for the console will be alongside that game. Same thing, I believe, for something like Mario Kart 9, which we obviously just seen at the Switch 2 reveal in January. I believe we will see that game again at this Direct, and we'll probably get a release date of that sort of stuff. So I do think those two will be our launch games for the very first year of the Switch 2, especially because the fact that they're marketing Mario Kart 9 alongside with the console's reveal and everything, having the console reveal and that game being the showcase of being the reveal there, I think 100% we're going to be getting it right then and there at launch. Then let me get right back to the point I was talking about with Pokemon, right? Pokemon Legends ZA is coming out this year, and from what we've seen, it looks pretty promising for the next Pokemon Legends game. I know a lot of people love Arceus, so of course here we are going to ZA, and it looks great. It looks incredible. However, if I have to predict, that will probably be the September title or October title, because I believe this thing will come out in June. I made a video about this last time. If you guys want to go check out my latest video before this, I basically talked about that I do believe this console now, with some more of the rumors and speculations coming out there, it makes a lot of sense if this console were to come out in mid to late June. So with that said, I do believe that this game will be coming out around in September or October. I think that makes a lot of sense. I think that's a good window, because then you have the launch, and then when we need another first party, Pokemon will be able to deliver that for us. And honestly, I think it would make a lot of sense. We just got more details on it at the Pokemon Presents, and there's a lot of new features, a lot of new interesting things that looks implemented into this game. So again, Legends looks awesome. Then the other thing I'm predicting for the first year in terms of games is, of course, something like a 3D Mario. Now, obviously, we have yet to be shown anything of a new 3D Mario. If anything, what's more rumored has been a Wind Waker and Twilight Princess collection, but I'm trying to figure out if they want something that big of a scale of a collection to come out in the first year, because I think they want to only release like 4 major things, if I'm being completely honest. So we'll have to see there. But of course, I do genuinely believe that a 3D Mario will be announced at some point this year. Now, if it'll be at the Direct, who knows? But maybe even past the Direct, they might announce it at some place, because I'm assuming after the Switch 2 Direct, we'll get one more. When we'll get another Direct, maybe in June, maybe they'll push it to the September one, because as you guys know, we get 3 Directs per year. It's usually in the normal timestamp. We usually get one in February, one in June, and one in September. However, obviously, because with this new console coming out, they have pushed a specific one just focusing on the new console in April, and then whatever we'll see when it comes to the other ones, we'll see later on. However, what I do believe is that a 3D Mario has to be announced this year, because Odyssey released in the Switch 1's first year. So of course, in my opinion, you have to release the Switch 2's version of 3D Mario around the first year, in my opinion, and I think it's a perfect holiday game. You release that, around near Christmas time, boom, you get all the people getting that for Christmas, and also, just in general, people are going to buy that for the holidays. So I think, just in general, it's a smart marketing decision to do it like that. But also, I think, having this 3D Mario game be there, I think is going to be perfect to continue pushing this console forward. Now, in terms of other things, right, those are the 4 main games I wanted to talk about for the Switch 2's first year. But just in general, this console is going to have a pretty big lifespan, right? So what else do I believe is going to be happening in this first year? Well, actually, for one, I believe they will immediately start talking about that some games they'll probably show off some backwards compatibility features, before the console comes out. I'm assuming they'll have shown some of that in the Switch 2 Direct, how some of the games run, who knows, that's just a bit speculation from me, but I do believe that would be the case and what they would do. And in terms of other stuff, I mean, I'm curious to see what else they want to do, because I'm assuming that obviously we've all seen the base and default colors of the Joy-Cons, but I do believe that we're also going to get other ones throughout later of the year, maybe some, whether that's, specific franchises and themes on the Joy-Cons. I think that'd be sick. I think that would make a lot of sense. I'd probably assume that when games come out, maybe they release some Joy-Cons related to a specific game. So, like, for example, if Mario Kart 9 comes out, boom, you make some Mario Kart 9 looking Joy-Cons, and I think that would be sick. I think that would be great, and also some stuff like that. I think that would be, genuinely makes a lot of sense. Obviously, since we're talking about accessories right now, I also believe, other features to make, the Joy-Cons more safe, so that way they're not, like, breaking or anything like that. I think, obviously, getting some screen protectors, stuff like that being sold would be nice. I mean, I hope it comes with a screen protector. I mean, that would be nice, but if it is on the side, then, I mean, that'd be great. And then also other stuff like, who knows, if there's a lot of different accessibility, and if the Switch 2 is really going to have a lot more features on it than what the Switch 1 was, then we'll have to see about that. But accessories would be interesting. Get us some different straps, maybe. I think that'd be cool. Obviously, Pro Controllers. Everyone wants a Pro Controller. In my opinion, I would really recommend it, along with the Joy-Cons, to get a Pro Controller. So in my opinion, you go ahead and buy that. And then also the other thing, I think, in terms of accessories that I want to finish up this part of the video on is, honestly, give us some interesting and unique different things, right? I feel like because of the fact that we're getting to NSO, maybe giving us a more accessible way of getting these, older controllers, I think would be good, because obviously you need to have NSO to get them, which, I mean, yeah, it makes sense, but also, I feel like maybe just selling them in the stores would be pretty cool, so that way people can buy them. And who knows, if they ever do release like old games, like for example, if they release like a Wind Waker and Twilight Princess, well then you should give people the access to buy a GameCube controller for that. I mean, I know they released GameCube controllers already on the Switch 1, for Super Smash Bros. Ultimate and everything, but what if they did that for other games and they had like specific, customizations on it for those games, celebrating a collection? Like a side of it would be Wind Waker, the other side would be Twilight Princess. I think that'd be pretty cool, but you guys let me know what you think about that. Now let's talk about NSO, since we're already on it, right? I think obviously everyone is wondering, are we getting the Nintendo GameCube on the NSO on the Switch 2? And in my opinion, I think it has to be, right? Maybe it might even be a day one. I'll even come out and be very bold and say it might come out day one, because I think soon we're going to need probably new content on the Switch Online, right? Because obviously we have currently the NES, the SNES, the Nintendo Game Boy / Game Boy Color, and then we also have, if you're an expansion member, you get the Nintendo 64, you get the Game Boy Advance, and you get the Sega Genesis, which in my opinion, those are pretty good things to get. You pretty much get a good amount of games and consoles and a bevy of content through them. Also, if you get, depending on your Switch Online subscription, you get to have some extra content and some of the bigger games. Like for example, you get the Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, Booster Course Pass, which by the way, I'm assuming they'll definitely do something like that for Mario Kart 9 again. There's definitely going to be DLC for that game, but that's for like later on in the lifespan. But pretty much, yeah, I think something like having GameCube on the NSO, I think would be dope. And I think you have to have some heavy hitters there in the first day. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I feel like having Sunshine there would be great. Now depending on Wind Waker and Twilight Princess, if they're releasing HD collection, I'm not quite sure they'll be there. But if people want to play the original versions of the game, and then you have the collection, which does some tweaks to stuff and all those things, I mean, I feel like you should have the access to that. And just in general, I would love to see stuff like Kirby's Air Ride on the NSO. Give me something like Star Fox Adventures, Star Fox Assault on there. That would be pretty dope. just in general, some of the GameCube, the main GameCube stuff put there. I think that would be really cool. And I know the GameCube has some specific accessories that only work with some games. For example, like majority of the Donkey Kong games that are on the GameCube have functionality with the bongos. So if they want to release a modern day bongos to use on NSO, I think that'd be pretty cool. And of course, they're gonna release NSO exclusive GameCube controllers. I think they'll be able to have the sync button, that way they work, you know, on modern consoles, so I think that would be very cool. But yeah, just in general, I think it's, you know, a great thing to have if NSO continues. Now down the line, what do I think they'll add? I'm super also believing that at some point during the Switch 2, we will probably be getting the Nintendo DS. I wouldn't be surprised if the DS comes to NSO at some point. How would they'll do the dual screen? Well, we'll have to see, but from what I believe, I'm pretty positive the DS will at some point come to the Switch 2 on NSO. And honestly, I'm gonna be bold too, but if there is some way, I'm gonna be bold here too, but if there's genuinely some way I can get the Nintendo Wii on NSO, obviously that's a big take to have, but if I could potentially get my childhood baby on the Nintendo Wii and I can get that on this, my life is fulfilled. Literally, my life is genuinely fulfilled. So if there's any way I can get something like that, I think that would be pretty cool, man. Anyways, yeah, I think that's mainly the stuff I want to talk about in NSO, and then finally I want to talk about pretty much the console itself. Like, what are we potentially getting? Are there going to be any bundles in the first year? Let's talk about just in general when you go buy this. I believe this console will be $400. I believe it will release in mid to late June, like I said in the beginning of this video. And as well, I believe that there will be 2 potential bundles we get. Oh, well, I'll say maybe, yeah, I'll say 2, because I was maybe considering maybe they do a Metroid Prime 4 Beyond one, but I think the 2 confirmed are the 2 Mario projects that I believe will be coming out this year. So Mario Kart 9 will probably get a bundle this year. I'm assuming they'll release a Switch 2. You get the base Switch 2, it comes with the controllers and stuff, but you still have to buy a game for it. And then the other one, I'm assuming will be Switch 2, and then you also get a copy of Mario Kart 9. You get a Mario Kart 9 copy with it, and then the other bundle, which I believe they'll definitely release for the holidays, that's why I believe this game will come out around that time, is you do a Switch 2 bundle with a Super Mario, then the next 3D Mario game, physical copy with it. It comes with the controllers and everything else like that, and the dock, of course, because you need that. And then obviously, they'll have stuff sold separately, like if you need another dock, if you need other Joy-Cons, all that other stuff. Like I said, I believe during the first day this console releases, we will probably be getting other colored Joy-Cons. It really just depends on them, on how they plan to do it. So yeah, with that said, I think that's pretty much everything I needed to cover in this video for the future of the console. Let me know what you guys think. I think this makes a lot of sense for what we can potentially be getting from this console and from the future. Of course, we are a month away from the Direct, so of course, expect more content throughout this month because we are going to be very busy, and I'm still excited for the future and when we will be getting this year.